In today's video, we're training back, we're training bis, we're training traps, and I'm gonna explain to you how we build a proper pull day. Hey guys, what's going on? This is Paul Ravella from ProPhysique.com, and I have something for you guys, a free workout. That's right, I'm gonna put it here on the screen so you can kind of get a gist of it, but basically I've been having so many people ask me about what the proper style of training is that I thought, well, I gave you guys a complete beginner's guide a while back with nutrition, training, cardio, but I wanted to give you guys a step up. This is what I would consider more of an intermediate program. Now, it's a beginner's push-pull program, but that's a step up from the non-linear program that I included in the free beginner's guide. So I'll put it on the screen here for you if you want to download it. It's free. Click the link and go to ProPhysique.com and get that free workout. Now, what I'm going to do today is go through the exercises. Now, what do I mean by beginner, intermediate, advanced? Essentially, it comes down to learning the movements, building up your tolerance, building up your recovery, and building up your training volume over time to make sure you are progressing in a manner which is responsible. Because if you have a friend that's been training for 20 years and you jump into one of their workouts and you do it, you're gonna be sore. So sore, you might actually have so much inflammation you can't train for a long period of time. I know this can kind of be the cool thing, especially when it comes to legs, which will be my next video in this series, but there's not a lot of actual benefit to training so far past your recoverability. So this is what I would consider a beginner to intermediate level pull program. Okay, so we're gonna go through some back movements, some arm movements, a little bit of trap movements. I'm gonna do a kind of voiceover over some of the exercises so you can get kind of my theory. And this is correlated to the push workout. So if you're seeing this for the first time and you're like, well, I didn't see the first video, I'll link it below, but I did a push one. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a video for every workout in this free program. It's gonna take me a while because, well, got a lot of other stuff going on, but I wanna get them all done for you. So far we've done push, then pull, we'll do the legs, and then the arm day. And really, my goal here is to help you guys on your journeys, okay? So if you go to a program like this and it doesn't have enough sets for you, what can you do? Well, you can either add an exercise, you can add a set, you can do things like drop sets to change the intensity. But for the purposes of this, I'm gonna follow it to the letter. I'm gonna walk you guys through it. And if you're not adapted to training at a high frequency and with a lot of volume, this can be a great starting point. In fact, I suggest that when you're starting a new training program, you run it for a while. It's 4, 6, 8, 10 weeks sometimes until you're done adapting to it. If you find you're still getting stronger over the course of a program, keep it going. Don't complicate the process. All right, guys, enjoy the video.
As we begin the video today, guys, I want you to focus on this one movement I did right there. What I did was I pulled my shoulders down and back to take the emphasis off my shoulders. One thing I've learned after 25 years in the gym is that it matters how you move the weights, okay? Yes, you can do a lat pull down and hit your biceps, you can hit your rear delts, you can hit a lot of different muscle groups, but to hit your lats properly, you wanna keep your chest up, you wanna pull those shoulders down and back. So I'm gonna do every movement today for you guys from multiple angles. So remember, I'm 6'3", I have very long arms, so everything's gonna look a little bit different from person to person, but it's all about creating that connection. And if you watch my lats, you can see them contract here. So I go up until the point where the emphasis goes away from my lats and it goes to my shoulders, and then I come back down. It is not about the range of motion for the entire movement. It's about keeping the stress on the body part. So my favorite way to train back is to alternate vertical with horizontal rowing. So the first one was a wide vertical. The second one is a low horizontal, okay? So what's the benefit there? Well, you're changing the angles that you're pulling from and you're getting all the back muscles. The back is pretty dynamic. It's probably, the most dynamic group of muscles because you include the traps, the rear delts, you've got the lats, the teres minor. You've got a lot of muscles in there. So I love personally to do 4 movements and alternate between 2 horizontal, 2 vertical, and 2 wide, 2 narrow. But for the purposes of this program, since it's a beginner to intermediate, we're only doing 2 back movements. Now with that back row, the one thing you have to notice is I was pulling the weight down, not engaging the biceps. A lot of people overuse the biceps on like rowing movements and pulling movements, okay? With the barbell curl here, again, short rest periods, keeping my elbows in a locked position. You can use a little bit of swinging as you get more advanced, But if you notice, I try to keep my elbow pretty much right below my shoulder. I do bring my body in an upward motion to help get the weight into its locked position at the top. But the goal here over time should be to keep your form consistent and increase the weights. If you're just increasing the weights but using more momentum, that is not apples to apples. And I'm always focusing on trying to get stronger using the same kind of quality of training. I'm not someone who is a form junkie, right? But I always try to target the muscles. So with the dumbbell hammer curl, the reason I like these is because if you notice, I pull the dumbbell straight along the line of the bicep. I can almost feel like the bicep contracting up into my shoulder. That's kind of what I visualize. You get a lot of the brachialis in the forearm in this. You also get forearm, you get some of the bicep, you get the brachialis is in the bicep. But the point is that you get a full kind of contraction in the arm. When you're at the top here, you can feel your forearm, you can feel your biceps, you can feel your brachialis all being used. So I figured I'd show you guys each movement from multiple angles. So the purpose of this is, if you see at the top, the bicep is completely contracted. This is something that, a lot of bicep movements you won't get. You'll also not get a lot of brachialis involvement. So if you want the full round, shape of the arm, I find these are very helpful. Now the brachialis is one of those muscles. You don't really see it until you get absolutely shredded, but it's like this little knot on the side of your bicep between your triceps. So we finish off the pull day with a little bit of trap movement. Now a lot of people say, you don't really need to do traps. Well, I'm 6'3", I got the neck of a giraffe. So I've always just found that if I keep some shrugs in there like these, I tuck my chin a little bit and I try to pull the weight up, not shrugging it with my elbows, but instead just contracting the top of the trap. The trap is a very long muscle. Starts at the middle of the back, goes all the way up to the top of the neck. But you'll see here, I'm not trying to hit the lower trap. I'm literally just trying to hit the upper trap. So if you see that at the top of the movement, there you can see the trap contracting. So this is a very basic program for beginners. We're gonna do an advanced version of this where we do alternating workouts, more volume, more intensity, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Download it for free.
Okay guys, hopefully you enjoyed that workout. Let me know if you have any questions, thoughts, concerns, and I'll be setting up the lower body workout for you very soon. Talk to you guys tomorrow.